Hey Narwhals, I'm your host Luke Narwhal and welcome back to another weight loss video. Let's dive right in. Stop obsessing about making your start day and start focusing on learning how to regulate yourself back on a track when you eventually do fall off. I see far too many people obsessing over starting their weight loss on a Monday or the beginning of a month or the year or a specific holiday. It does not matter. If you're trying to lose weight, your start day is already gone. Picking out on a pizza and going, "It's okay, I'm going to start tomorrow," is just you tricking yourself, and you don't need me to tell you that because you already know. You are simply procrastinating. You tell yourself that because you're starting tomorrow, for reals this time, you can afford to pig out on some cake and pizza today because that's okay. I start tomorrow. Imagine having to learn how to drive stick shift. You drive for 20 minutes flawlessly and then suddenly you stall your car and it turns off. Now imagine having that same mentality. Do you tow your car back to the beginning of the route and start again, hoping you don't stall this time? Or do you just start the car again and keep on going? What you're doing to yourself every time you set a new start day is mentally diminishing whatever you achieved so far, and you will fall back into the same vicious cycle. Pig out on food, mark a new start day, and try again. If you start the route again from scratch, the 20 minutes of flawless driving will also be wiped out, leaving you with the feeling that you're always starting from zero. Your start day is the day you realized you want to lose weight. That's it. Your start day is gone, and you do not get another. You lie to yourself and say, "Okay, I'll start again tomorrow." But that's nothing but a lie, and deep down, you know the only reason you're making a new start day is just so you can justify going ape crazy on a double XL pizza without guilt. I love the analogy of not going back to the beginning when the car stalls. I'd also like to add, when I see friends plan their start day for the next day or the next week or month, I also notice something else. They give themselves carte blanche to pig out until then. This invariably means that A, they have a couple of pounds more to lose by the time the start day comes around, and B, they find it harder to reduce portion sizes immediately after all that binging. The original poster has it right. If you're thinking you want to lose weight, start immediately. You'll be proud of yourself for starting, and that's a great mindset to have. Absolutely this. I wasted a lot of time being like, well, I frigged this week up, let's start again on Monday. Or, well, I'll carry on like this until the end of the month, and then I will gain discipline. It's nonsense. You have to just start and keep going, and not view every blip like an endpoint. And to take it a step further, when you have a blip, it's a great opportunity to learn how to jump back up and keep going. Figure out what causes the blip and how to manage those situations in the future, or to plan for blips so that they don't impede your progress or maintenance. I really like the idea in this statement. Success is going from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm. And I like to combine that with this. Success doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently. Mary Forleo. I love this because it applies both directions. On one hand, you won't be as successful if you only occasionally follow your plan and spend most of your time off track. On the other hand, if you consistently follow your plan and only occasionally go off track, you will achieve your goals. You're going strong. There's a blip. You get back on track as soon as you can and go strong until another blip hits. Rinse and repeat. Success. This is great. I would also add that people have the mentality that they will never eat pizza or cake or whatever ever again, which is silly. Yes, you might take a break from it and not eat it for a while, but to have that mentality that you will never eat something again for your whole life is a key factor in driving the start tomorrow thinking, and it's absolutely absurd. And the most ironic thing is, once you've had a lot of those favorite junk foods out of your system for a while, you actually crave them less, and you realize that you don't feel as good when you eat them. This is very true, and I think it also applies to us when we're years into this process. My highest weight was around 275-ish pounds back in 2010. I slowly started cleaning up my act over the years, and I've been as low as 165. I never got higher than 220. For the past 5 years, I've been in a flux between 175 and 190, which for my height is overweight, but not that far from a healthy BMI. Now, does this minor regain mean that my weight loss has been a failure? Anyone from the outside would see where I was and where I am now and say, obviously not. But for me, I only very recently realized that my efforts are two-sided. I am both trying to lose that extra weight, but also actively maintaining the weight I've lost and successfully managed to keep off for 10 years. Every year I tell myself this is the year I'll finally lose the extra weight for good, but I really appreciate that your point about how there is no real start date is true for the ending as well. There's not always really a clear distinction between a finished date and the rest of your life. My start date was a Monday afternoon. Why? I was talking with a friend and BMI came up, so we decided to compare. I headed over to Diabetes Canada's website, punched in some numbers, and bam, borderline obese, 6 feet tall, 225 pounds. I laughed it off, but that night I sat up thinking about it. The next day, a Monday, I started looking around for what I needed to do. I found MyFitnessPal, plugged in what I was eating, and quickly realized just how much I was eating. Fast forward 2 weeks, today, and I'm down 12 pounds. I know this is a lot of water weight from my glycogen stores, and I've completely cut out fast food. We cook all of our meals at home with whole grains, fruits and vegetables, and nuts. My wife and I picked up Fitbits to ensure we're getting lots of exercise, and I've also just recently started using Fitbod as it allows me to input the equipment I have at home for workouts. It has been surprisingly easy for me to make this transition, except my thighs who didn't like the lunge workout. A start day is not important. Just start today. Start tracking your calories. Start with the walk. Just start. I have a friend, I've helped her in terms of intermittent fasting and calories in, calories out for a year, but she breaks it again and again and kept saying she'll start next week, month, and next year. Like literally next week until next month and until next year. And guess what? Now is already her next year, even if January is ending soon, but she still doesn't get back on track. So I might not as well care anymore and just focus on my own journey and respect my own time. Because if the person doesn't want to do it, she was the one who told me she wants to do it, so I helped her along the way. You can't do anything to push them forward. Absolutely right. The mental aspect is so hard. When I feel I have to start something I should already be doing, like trimming the dog's nails, working on the back end of my business, or eating better, I can get really easily overwhelmed and fall prey to those mental tricks. To combat that, I like to tell myself I'm practicing. So little importance attached to it, no commitment, no feeling of I better eat the whole pizza, it will be the last time for a long time. I'm just practicing eating less and better at this meal. I'll just do the dog's nails once for practice. All that practice adds up. Agreed. I think this mentality also leads to failure because if you do happen to eat a pizza or binge once you've started, you will feel like you failed and find another start day. We don't start and stop eating. It happens every day. We have to learn how to retrain our brain on why we have to start dieting rather than trying to make intentional choices to eat in a calorie deficit most of the time. A lot of people still see losing weight as black and white. Either I'm on a diet or I'm not. And I think that is a really harmful mentality. I didn't even have a start day. I just weaned myself off high-calorie foods and found healthier alternatives that hit the same cravings. The biggest one for me was swapping in zero-calorie drink mixes. I like lemonade for sodas. Boom, 600 calories a day and soda gone. String cheese for a stack instead of potato chips, another 300 calories a day gone. Weekly alcohol, turns out I didn't need to get drunk on the weekends to enjoy them. That's 1,000 weekly calories gone. 6 months later, and I'm down 60 pounds. That was 5 years ago, and I've successfully maintained ever since. Your start day is every day. Every time you make a choice is a start until you make all the right choices. So start today. Add 1 less package of sugar to your coffee. Use milk instead of cream. Eat an extra serving of veggies. Choose tomato sauce over cream sauce. Eat half your usual serving of pasta and a bowl of salad. Maybe no creamy dressing the next time. Maybe just a salad the next time instead of pasta. Steps, no matter how big or small, is always a start, but you gotta keep going every day. And that brings us to the end of the video narwhals, and I did just have a quick question for you. If there's any other type of content you'd like to see on this channel beyond just weight loss, feel free to leave a suggestion in the comments below. Any topic at all, I'm really open to anything to continue doing the weight loss, but then kind of broaden it out to something more. So thank you for watching, and let's go ahead to the featured narwhal of the day. 260 pounds to 160 in about 2 years. I'm happy. I pray that all of you reach your goals.